Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Akil Hamli binti Amli. Biometric number is 13DDT19F1160. Today I want to present to you about an interface of the email application based on 7 principles of universal design. The interface will only cater for the main page of the email and compose page. The application needs to include the entire alternative modes such as sound in the interface, touch in the interface, handwriting recognition, gesture recognition. This is our main page of email. On the top left, you can see 3 lines button that is setting button. There is plenty of use in setting buttons such as main page setting, logout button, theme of main page, and other things. Next is account setting. This is for profile user. They can see their email and more about their account. Beside that is compose button. Compose button is for create a new email. Next is folder. In folder box, there is inbox, all mail, and more. Inbox is where we got new email. All mail is included with read and unread, and more is for others folder that users create personally. On right top, there is search button. It is for users to find email that they want, and below that, there they can read their email. And lastly, on below of folder box, there is microphone. It is for disabled person, such as blind or who not good at reading. Next is compose. Compose is where we create a new email to be sent. First, there is from user that is for user use. User must put their email there before send to others. Next is to. To is for other person who receive an email. And then there is subject. Subject is where you put the main name of email. After that, you can insert email. Below that is send button. After done create an email, they must click the send button to send it. Next to send is A. A is for font button. There is plenty of font in there, bold, italic, color, size, and align. Next is add tag file button. If there is file in other place, you can click that button and search for your file. After that, there also link button. Link button is for any document that use link, such as YouTube link, media social link, and others. Next to it, there is emoji icon. After that is picture icon. Picture icon is where to insert photo in the email. Next is microphone that is for disabled person, same as main page of email use. And last, there is setting button and delete button. Setting button is for other settings such as to print the email, check spelling, and others. Delete button is for delete the email that don't want to keep. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Aina binti Ahmad Kamal. My matric number is 13DDT19F1104. Okay, I want to explain about universal design. What is universal design? We all take some function and activities for granted, and it is easy to forget that just because it works for one group doesn't mean it works for everyone in the same way. Universal design is a set of 7 principles that are the main focus points for any design, from product to rooms. It is defined online as universal design is the design and composition of an environment so that it can be accessed, understood, and used to the greatest extent possible by all people, regardless of their age, size, ability, and disability. This guide looks at the principles in relation to building design, making a building accessible and simple for as many people as possible. The 7 elements of universal design. Principle 1. Equitable use. Making sure that usability of the design is equal for all users, including those with a mental or physical disability, the elderly, and children through either an identical or similar process. This also applies for the aesthetic and safety functions. Everyone should be able to enjoy or use the finished outcome equally. Principle 2. Flexibility use. The design should incorporate flexibility for use in differing ways, whether this be preferred preference or requirement based on ability or mobility. Speed is common, making it possible to slow down or speed up based on the user's skill or mobility. Another common example is to design for both left and right-handed people. Principle 3. Simple and intuitive use. Regardless of ability, age, language, mobility, and so on, the user should be able to understand the design and be able to use it easily. The easier it is to use, the more people will be able to use it. Reducing complex information is key, making it unambiguous. Take into account a range of language and reading abilities, and ensure that there are pointers, instruction, or feedback is required. Principle 4. Perceptible information. The design should provide any required information to every user. This should apply to all situations, including the blind or a noisy environment. Use of picture, verbal, and tactile information provide information clearly, but where that is used, remember to keep it clearly readable using a simple font. The most important information should be the most prominent using a visual hierarchy concept. Principle 5. Tolerance for error. The safety features of your design should incorporate features to minimize risk and hazard, aiming for a foolproof design. If removal of a hazard is possible, this is best, but if not, then the potential hazard should be guarded off, shielded, inaccessible, or have clear warnings. Principle 6. Low physical effort. The design allows the users to operate without unnecessary physical effort or fatigue at a normal or comfortable position. Reducing repetitive motion or sustained action is also important. For the last principle is Principle 7. Size and space for approach and use. For all pupils, the design should allow for approach and use suitable for different height, size, and age. If the design involves interactivity or reach, remember to allow for smaller hands and sighted users, as well as leaving space for any equipment that the user may have to take around with them, like crutches or assistive technology. We also use one of 7 principles in our email, that is microphone. It is used for disabled persons such as